Harper Wave and Harper Audio present The Longevity Paradox: How to Die Young at a Ripe Old Age by Stephen R. Gundry, M.D., with Jody Lipper. This is Stephen R. Gundry, M.D. A note before we begin. Don't forget to download the accompanying enhancement PDF from your audiobook provider, or go direct to www.harpercollins.com/audio/longevity paradox. It contains meal plans, recipes, and more, and will be referred to throughout as the enhancement. This book contains advice and information relating to healthcare. It should be used to supplement rather than replace the advice of your doctor or another trained health professional. If you know or suspect you have a health problem, it is recommended that you seek your physician's advice before embarking on any medical program or treatment. All efforts have been made to assure the accuracy of the information contained in this book as of the date of publication. This publisher and the author disclaim liability for any medical outcomes that may occur as a result of applying the methods suggested in this book. To Edith Marais, a.k.a. Michelle, in all my books, May 5, 1912 through April 15, 2018. Thank you for showing me and all listeners of this book how to die young at a ripe old age. You continue to inspire me daily. Introduction. This is a test. As I was writing this book, Edith Marais, whom I identified in all my previous books as Michelle, passed quickly and peacefully onward, just 2 weeks shy of her 106th birthday. I first met Edith shortly after I moved my practice from Loma Linda University to Palm Springs, California. When she walked into my examination room, I encountered a thin, tall, erect, beautiful woman with a gorgeous head of hair who was dressed to the nines. To my eyes, she appeared to be about 65 years old. But a quick glance at the chart started my hands shaking. Forget 65 or 75 or even 85. She was in her 90s. The woman standing before me in 3-inch heels, I kid you not, appeared shockingly young, yet her chart revealed that she was, in fact, quite old. In Loma Linda, California, one of the world's best-known blue zones, I had encountered many healthy centenarians. Nevertheless, I was singularly unprepared to meet Edith. She exemplified a seeming paradox: chronological old age wrapped up in an implausibly youthful, vital, physical form. Edith told me that she had attended one of my recent speaking engagements, and that I reminded her of someone else she'd heard speak about nutrition more than 70 years ago when she was just 20 years old. That person was the nutritionist Gaylord Hauser, whose advice she'd been following to the letter ever since. She'd bought and read each of his books, adopted his dietary protocol, and stuck to her guns even when her husbands, she buried 2 in her time, including one who was a doctor, had told her she was crazy. After a lifetime of following Hauser's advice, she was still fit as a fiddle. I couldn't believe my good fortune in meeting her. I peppered her with questions, wanting to know more about what exactly she'd learned from Hauser and how she maintained her health and vitality for so many years. Though I became her doctor and remained so until the day she passed, I can say for certain that I learned more from her than she learned from me. She showed me that the longevity paradox I'd imagined, the ability to die young at a ripe old age, was indeed a possibility that was available to us all. As I gained more insight into Edith, and by extension Hauser's nutritional practices, I took a deep dive into the research of longevity and discovered another paradox that defines aging: that non-human, ancient genes actually have the power to keep us young. How is this possible? Buckle up. We're about to embark on quite an adventure. In the plant paradox, I asked you to hop onto an imaginary time machine and take a journey with me back 450 million years to a time when plants were the only life forms on Earth. They ruled the land for about 90 million years until insects showed up and started eating them.